Prepared, he's from the Lions Den. He is going to have his hands full with a re-energized Mark Coleman. For the main event and the introductions of our fighters, the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the fight you've been waiting for. This is the UFC 17 main event. Beginning with the fighter standing to my left. He is a submission fighter with a mixed martial arts record of 3-0. Standing 6 feet, 3 inches tall, and weighing in at 229 pounds. Fighting out of the Lions Den in California, please welcome Pete Williams! And his opponent, standing to my right, a member of the 1992 Olympic wrestling team, a 2-time NCAA champion, and the former UFC heavyweight champion. He has a record of 6-1 in the Octagon. He stands 6 feet, 1 inch tall, and weighs in at 240 pounds. Fighting out of Columbus, Ohio, welcome back, Mark the Hammer Coleman!
The crowd reacting in anticipation of the Hammer doing some grounding and pounding on Pete Williams. The main event is set. Big John McCarthy will get it started.
Here we go, baby. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on!
This is the main event.
And this is for both these athletes' futures. Coleman needs a win to put himself back in it. First-timer Pete Williams looking to make a name for himself and make a statement that he wants to be as successful as other Lions Den athletes.
Lions Den athletes who looked overmatched in the past have come up victorious. Example, New Orleans, where a couple of Lions Den fighters we thought might not fare well came up big. Hooked around the outside of the Octagon just momentarily was Pete Williams. Coleman takes it to the ground. UFC 17, redemption. And as you said, an important night for both fighters. Redemption perhaps for Mark Coleman. Keep in mind, being from the Lions Den, Pete Williams is very well versed in submissions.
Yes, he is.
The Hammer looking for a strike. Delivers the first one.
Now we'll see what lesson he learned in his fight against Maurice Smith. Is he going to go wild and throw multiple punches without aim, burn himself out, or is he going to be patient? Oh, he's got an arm lock on. Coleman might be going here. Oh, and Mark Coleman doing a great job of spinning and twirling and getting that arm free. His face was grimacing. That thing was extended out, but he was able to maneuver to take the pressure off of it.
Oh, he delivered a big strike. And again tries to drive Pete Williams into the fencing of the Octagon right in front of our broadcast position.
And Pete Williams right away with a submission threat.
Trey Telligman, Mikey Burnett.
Jerry Bolander over there up on the apron. He's the man with the towel for Pete Williams. High school teammates in wrestling.
An elbow delivered to Pete Williams, just 22 years old. Coleman again delivering shots with the forearm. Everyone in the Lions Den, everyone in the Octagon with great heart. You almost wonder, with arms as big as Coleman's, how could you get an arm bar on it? Get enough leverage to get a tap. But almost a moment ago, Pete Williams was able to do that.
I believe Hoist Gracie proved to everyone it doesn't matter how big you are. The arm is there, and it's a matter of whether you leave it there to be seized and stretched.
Can you say leverage?
Leverage is everything. Position is everything. Smarts is everything. Fighting is a mental game. That is why it's a sport. If there were no rules, then I'd agree with critics. It's a free-for-all. But we have rules, and rules mean sport.
One of the key rules to keep in mind, since Mark Coleman met Maurice Smith, the headbutt has been removed. There are no more headbutts. And Coleman worked headbutts on Smith early on during the process in which he exhausted himself.
The headbutt rule was put in to appease some of the critics.
Let's do something, understand you?
Now, some of the athletes did complain, saying you're taking too much away, but many of the fighters still agree there's plenty of tactic, plenty of skill still left available. And we do want to make sure no one gets hurt. We didn't have any injuries with headbutts in there, but rules in now, everyone abides by it.
3.5 minutes old. Mark Coleman avoiding a submission attempt by Pete Williams earlier. This is the first and only submission specialist that Coleman has ever fought. Although this is his 8th matchup in the UFC, he's hammering the ribs now with the right hand a bit.
Work it out.
Working in the guard of Pete Williams. Coleman, known for ground and pound.
Williams doing a good job of covering up his face. Mark being patient. He is being patient. He's not just unloading wildly. He's looking for a spot and then unloading then. Only when the opportunity presents itself. And that's how you conserve energy. That's how you maintain good positions. And that's how you stay in the fight late.
Now, Williams is undefeated in mixed martial arts competition. His last matchup in Hawaii back in January of '97. It's been a while.
What it doesn't look like, though, is Mark Coleman is not looking to pass the guard. He's just looking for a way to strike from within the guard. And that's where who you have around you helps so much.
Now you can remember that Maurice fight like it was yesterday, almost a sprint Coleman made to attack Maurice Smith, and then in the end, he was so fatigued that Smith just took him out.
One thing that was said in Coleman's favor there, Mike, you're right. Maurice picked his spots, didn't rush it, and he was able to come back and win the fight. But Coleman went 7 minutes on empty. Had absolutely nothing left, but he didn't quit. He took the punishment that Maurice Smith gave. He knew he was going to lose that fight, and he showed the respect in that interview earlier, saying that he was too arrogant looking at Maurice Smith, didn't have the respect for him. These are the lessons you learn.
The Hammer has said he doesn't claim to be the smartest fighter in the world, but he might have the most talent. He also went on to say he wouldn't trade his attributes with Maurice or anyone else in the world.
Let's go, let's go.
He likes his tools. He just needs to learn how to use them to the fullest.
Gotta do something in. Come on now.
Nothing happening on the ground. Big John brings them back to their feet.
There wasn't enough action on the ground. That is also an interpretation he can make. Mark certainly was looking for a place to strike, but really none presented himself. And interestingly enough, it's, oh, the big right hand. And he knocks to Coleman saying, yeah, you got me. But it's interesting, it's Williams who is pressing the attack. And once again, the person on his back isn't spending as much energy.
Coleman looks a bit fatigued, not like it was in earlier UFCs. Those big shoulders coming up and down a bit. He's in great condition, but he is so big and so strong. As time goes on, does that give
another right
his
hand.
opponent? Stay on the feet for a while.
And Mark's legs are straightening out as he steps. That's an indication that he is tired. He can't stay in that breakdown position, that athletic position of readiness.
Pete Williams, straight submission.
Good kick. Mark Coleman's attention with that. Surprised Mark isn't keeping that left jab out there. Keep Williams away. Williams now the aggressor.
And Williams is known more as the defensive fighter. Technically sound, waiting for his chance to submit. Colander showing great support from Williams' corner.
Come on, work. Work.
The Hammer trying to go. They exchange a right and a kick. That brought Ken Shamrock in the audience to his feet.
Coleman's mouthpiece was also dangling from his lips. He's trying to get more air in. Fatigue a factor with Mark Coleman. He's not exhausted, but he's definitely breathing hard.
And we've only gone 7.5 of the 12 minutes of regulation time here in our main event. The heavyweight super fight, the third of the night.
Williams doing a good job here.
You know, you see him at breakfast in a t-shirt and he looks very unassuming at just 22 years old. But the kid knows how to fight. All of them from the Lions Den do. Hammer House against the Lions Den. Pride for the fighters, pride for their teams.
Another lesson it appears that Mark Coleman did not learn is how to stop a round leg kick. He's getting struck. Same thing Maurice Smith did. Williams landing it. Perhaps not with as much force as Maurice Smith, but it's certainly getting Mark Coleman's attention and it's scoring points.
Jeff, I truly can't tell if Mark has caught his breath yet. Now he's going for the double leg with power.
Oh, he's turning his back.
Coleman trying to strike, delivered a right.
Oh!
Big left, and another right. The uppercuts from behind, and that is dazed Pete Williams.
There's no doubt Williams was dazed there, and the longer Coleman stays in there, the more chance Williams will have to regain his composure.
Big shots delivered by the Hammer, Mark Coleman.
Let's go. There you go.
Lost to Maurice on July 27th, 1997, down the road in Birmingham. He's also fought in Dothan, Alabama on Judgment Day back in February of 97.
I think this is a bad move by Coleman to try to be lifting Pete Williams while he's hanging on the fence. That's a drain of energy, and he's not going to get anything out of it.
Good work. Keep your hands up the fence.
Two-time heavyweight tournament champion of the UFC. Former Olympic team member in 1992 and the founder of the Hammer House. 9.5 minutes into his fight tonight. The feature matchup
Come on.
from the Mobile Civic Center.
In terms of pressure in this fight, Mike, I think more was on Mark Coleman coming in. Many people expect him to get right back into the heavyweight picture. And I feel that him coming in here, he really wanted to do well. And it's very hard to control instinct. And instinct for Mark Coleman is to pour power and energy in. And if it doesn't work for you, you're going to get frustrated.
Elbows to the back of Mark Coleman. And he's trying to bring him down. Oh, good technique used by Pete Williams.
Drain of energy. I don't agree with Mark Coleman trying to do this. He's not going to be okay. He finally gets him down here. But now he's going to have to rest in that position. He spent a lot of energy to drag Pete Williams off that fence and get him to the mat. Will he have any left to do anything here now within Williams' guard?
Another UFC debut. Pete Williams stepping into the octagon for the first time in his lifetime. We have seen a lot of UFC debuts tonight. All tremendous fighters. Again, a great compliment to our matchmaker, John Peretti. He has found the best in the world. And again, a matchup which looks as if it very well could go the distance. With just over a minute now left in regulation time.
Pete Williams still has some juice left in him. Coleman more fatigued than he is, but I have Coleman ahead on points.
Those two big strikes are probably one of the reasons you have that, right?
That and the early on, he was able to control the action, take Pete Williams down. There's a grappling component to this, a striking component, and aggressiveness. And to tell you the truth, Pete Williams was able to come back with his own aggressiveness there, and I believe that's pretty close. Striking, I'm going to have to give to Coleman. Grappling, that's the tough one. Who is winning the grappling? Takedowns versus guard, defense, and mobility. That is what we're going to see what the judges feel.
20 seconds left now in our 12-minute regulation time. A right delivered, a left.
I do believe Coleman, though, here has been aggressive here in the late part of this regulation 12 minutes.
Coleman was looking towards his corner to see how much time was left in regulation. He's holding on now, waiting for the overtime.
That's exactly what he's going to do.
The horn sounds. 12 minutes of our main event is now in the books.
You okay? You got 3 minutes left, baby.
3 minutes left.
Yeah? Okay, baby.
Coleman looks good, looks composed. He is fatigued, but he is not exhausted.
And waiting in the wings, Randy, the natural Couture, unable to compete tonight. That was going to be the original matchup. Couture against the Hammer, Mark Coleman.
He's not got anything. You've got to move now. You've got to win this, dude. You're behind on points.
That's Jerry Bowling.
You are behind on points. You have got to move. You've got to put 3 fucking minutes. You've got to move.
And Trey Telling. There's Mikey Burnett.
Just go, Pete. This is your fight. If you go, he's not even moving on the ground anymore.
They have admitted that he is behind on points. And there There's the hammer. Mark Coleman, his manager, Adam Hubbard.
Say he's got to move. He's got to move. I'm not sure whether they mean it's striking or whether he gets knocked down. But certainly, if I were Pete Williams coming out standing, I'd be throwing kicks to Coleman's leg. And I'd be winding up with a punch to follow in case Coleman tries to shoot.
I'll tell you what, Bolander's as intense in the corner as he would be if he was in the octagon.
These two go way back. They're high school buddies from wrestling teams.
Let's get it on.
One found the lion's den, brought the other one in.
Finish it off.
Here we go, 3-minute overtime. And heeding the advice of Jerry Bolander, Williams walks right towards Mark the Hammer Coleman, and he comes out aggressively, looking for an opportunity to strike, delivering a couple of rights, and another. He got some rights in, and a left. A flurry of punches by Williams. And finally, Coleman shoots for a leg. Oh, the knee delivered to the face of Mark Coleman. Williams doing exactly what Jerry Bolander has told him to. And now the Hammer is a bit stunned.
Oh, Coleman's down. Coleman's down, that's it.
Petey Williams delivers. The Lions Den victorious again. Unbelievable pandemonium inside the octagon. The Hammer is down. Williams has defeated Mark the Hammer Coleman 38 seconds into the overtime period.
Wow, he came at him with punches, and out of nowhere he threw a high kick. Right leg caught Coleman square in the face and dropped the Hammer down.
Oh my goodness, and Maurice Smith out to congratulate young Pete Williams, 22 years old, knocks out Mark Coleman in the overtime period.